So it's over and done with. That's it. International football is gone and we can focus on the real stuff right now as Forest will host Crystal Palace. Will Morgan Gibbs-White play? And will Forest get their first home win of the season? Welcome to my preview. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the preview for Forest versus Palace, a team that Forest have not yet lost to in the Premier League. Don't all shoot me down in the comments. I'm just pointing out facts. I'm not jinxing anything. And then Nketiah will probably play. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And don't forget to check out our sponsors of today's video, Micarera, where you can trade players like stock. And they got Morgan Gibbs-White on there. They've nearly got Murillo on there. He needs 10 more votes or so to make him live, and I'm investing in him. But if you want to look outside Forest players, Jude Bellingham, he's on there now and he's flying high. So if you want to invest on your football knowledge, make sure you scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. It's completely free to sign up. Thank you again to Micarera for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get into this preview because I'm nervously excited. I can see loads of scenarios where Forest win this game. I can see a couple that scare me, and I'm going to talk about them in the back of my mind. They are, and I'm going to bring them to the forefront of this conversation. Do you know what I'm going to say? The likes of Nketiah, the likes of we haven't lost to them, the likes of Crystal Palace need a win, they haven't won. Here come Charity FC and all that stuff. We've got all that to get into. But let's talk about some of the injury news first. So this is obviously, as we're recording this, the presser still hasn't been done. And there's been loads of rumors about Morgan Gibbs-White. We put out a clip put up by his missus where it showed him in crutches and in a really interesting jumper as well. He had a boot strap around his ankle. Now that she posted on Wednesday. What we don't know, however, is whether or not that posting was from when we were down in Chelsea the week before, because she says it's in London, or if he went and took a break in London during the international break. We don't know that. But we are hearing rumours. I've heard both sides of rumours from people that I do trust. People are saying that he's close to being ready for Palace, but may not start, could make the bench. And then I'm hearing other rumours that he's probably going to be out for at least 2 games. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one I believe. So rather than speculate and everything like that, I think he's probably not going to be fit enough either way to start. I think that's where I'm going to kind of build my castle in the sand. I don't think he starts. I hope he does. But even if he is, proclaimed fit, because it's meant to be an ankle sprain, I'd rather he just fully recovered that rather than was being rushed back in. So we will see what Nuno says on his presser. Maybe you're watching this later in the afternoon. Let me know in the comments if you're yay or nay, happy or not. Is Morgan Gibbs-White back? Because no doubt that will be one of the first questions asked on his presser. So that's Morgan Gibbs-White. In terms of other injuries, so far no one's come back from international duty injured. We don't know about jet lag situation. We always know under previous regimes that was a big worry. Could we have some jet lag issues? We don't know yet. Hopefully someone asks Nuno at the presser. But joking aside, outside of that, Bolly's now back in the squad. We're down probably to injuries for Sangare, who should be getting close to returning because his initial prognosis was a 2-month injury. Danilo, still not until after the new year. And then obviously James Ward-Prowse will be out because he's suspended after picking up that red card. Now, the other question that Nuno will need to answer is where are we at in terms of his suspension, because he had to put forward his appeal. I believe the deadline for that was last week. So have the FA acted on it yet or not? We will find out as well. So those are the variables, the few unknowns that we don't know. Let me take you across to my predicted team and what I would do with this. And if you didn't check out the forum yesterday, make sure you go check out the boys that we had on there. Shout out to Talking Reds and of course Rob. Make sure you subscribe to them as well. Go check out what they had to say about the current situation at Forest and, of course, their predicted teams. But let's do the most important one, which is mine. Alrighty then, so if we cast our minds back to, I'm pretty sure it was Chelsea, it feels so long ago. This was the team that Nuno started with. And as I've just mentioned, there's obviously going to have to be some exclusions. Actually, it wasn't Taiwo, it was Cristiano Woodinho. So the exclusion is Ward-Prowse. Now, what I'm going to say here is this was almost the perfect setup and the perfect tactics against Chelsea away from home, a Cartel 6 and all that good stuff. Against Crystal Palace, I don't think Nuno has the luxury of being able to mid-block them, try and spring them on the counter-attack. We're at home. The onus has to be on us to attack. And this is the next stage of development that I'm excited about. The one I'm waiting for the most is, can Forest dominate a team at home? Can we play the possession-based football, create chances, maybe break down a mid-block or a low block against us? And for this, I'm going to make a few changes. Now, what I think he'll do, he'll definitely go back to the 4-2-3-1. So obviously out comes Ward-Prowse and in will come a winger. So let's just roughly set this up so we can talk about it. And then we know potentially Morgan Gibbs-White is out. So there's a few holes that need to be filled. I'll say it now, right? I would still want Miguel to start over Sales. I know he made some great saves against Chelsea, but still just... Anyway, that's a whole other debate. Back four is going to stay the same. Eminem in the middle. MMA across the back four. Love it. What you do in this midfield, and this is where he's limited to options. He can either go Anderson and Yates or Anderson and Dominguez, for me, would be the two options. Now, this isn't a destructive kind of match or performance we need. As I was just saying, I think we need to show a little dominance against a Crystal Palace who are going to be, weak in terms of their morale, weak in terms of their confidence. And we need to attack that. And I know it may be unpopular, but screw it. It's my team. I get to do it. I would bring Dominguez in over Yates. He's a better passer of the ball. His energies are good. And what I'd say is with Yates, I would bring him on 100%, 65th, 70th minute. If Forest have a lead, then we can play the dark arts of football and bring him on there. Now, there is a debate to be had of should Anderson play as the 10 in the absence of Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's been really good in the 8, and I just wouldn't change that. I play Dominguez more as that holding 6. It'd end up being a double pivot between him and Anderson. But that's how I'd go for with those two. And then the big question is, who plays in the 10? I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I think it has to be Jota for me. I would play Jota in the 10 here. And because I'm still not convinced on Elanga, let's not forget about the other forgotten player that we've got in Sosa. I'm spicing this up a little. I like Sosa. I think he's creative. He can dribble with the ball. He's got a good pass. And those two can probably interchange. I know Sosa is better off in the wider positions. I kind of like that team. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Maybe it's a good time to try a couple of different things. You can't just keep doing what we've done at home because it hasn't worked, if we're being honest. I mean, it's not worked in a bad way, but it hasn't fully worked because we're not getting the wins. So why not bring on some X factors, some unknowns in Sosa and Jota who can come into this team and really spice it up. And then you've got Yates on the bench, you got Elanga on the bench, you got Taiwo on the bench, some blockbuster players that can come on and make some interesting changes if we're winning or if we're drawing, or in the worst case scenario, we are losing. But that's the team I'm going with. It's a little out there. I don't know if a lot of you will agree with it. If you do, let me know down below. And if you don't, let me know why as well. Okay, so let's talk about the elephants in the room. Well, my elephant, and it's the big elephant in terms of Eddie Nketiah. And look, there's this running joke with you lot, this jinxerine thing that you all go on about, right? If I call out a player, I did it last year with Sterling, I did it God knows with who else, Jimenez for Fulham, and then he ends up scoring, and now Nketiah. And I've probably sent shockwaves into you guys, and you guys have sent them back to me because I am scared as well. I am scared that he's going to score because it would just be such a typical Forest thing. But he is still utter crap. I don't care if people want to clip this afterwards. I don't care if he scores a hat-trick. It will not change my mind on him. Getting a goal does not make you a good player. And at the moment, he has 0 of them and he has 0 assists. So I'm still sticking to the fact that he scores, so be it. We should still win this match, even with some kind of charity FC stuff that we might give him. I'm confident in this game. I really am. I'm worried about me jinxing Nketiah. And I'm also more worried about the fact that Palace haven't won a match and uproll charity FC Forest. But that doesn't seem to happen as much these days. Nuno is slowly eroding that out of my system. And I just would hope that if we can get this win, because what I'm looking for here is not just a win. I want a performance as well. I'm getting greedy. That's the level of trust I have in Nuno. Obviously, give me the win and we can, play up the performance. Who cares? But if we could get both, it would be nice. And I'll tell you what else would be nice. A comfortable win. A win where we can just relax for once, where we're not on the edge of our seats every minute from 0 to 90. Something like a 3 or a 4-0 would be fantastic. Can't see it happening because we're not producing the level of goals, but we are creating those chances. At some point it has to click, but I don't think it will be against Palace because I like their centre-backs. You got Lacroix, you got Gueye, you got some really good players in that team as well. But you got some players who are off form. The likes of Eze, completely off form right now. Charity FC turn up, you know what's going to happen. My prediction for this game is going to be a tight one. I was thinking 1-0, but I'm going to go 2-1 just to cover the whole Eddie Nketiah scoring. So I'm going to go 2-1 for Forest on this. What are your score predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. And if Nketiah scores, you won't see me for a while. You really won't. Okay, so that's my prediction. Couple of things for you. Don't forget to check out the forum if you haven't already. If you want to see my whole weekly predictions, go check it out on our second channel, the Footy Network. Please do make sure you subscribe there as well. I'll leave the link for it on the end screen so you can just go and click and watch me chat a bunch of crap again. And of course, thank you to Micarera for sponsoring this video. Go check them out, scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments and go use your football knowledge to hopefully make yourself some money. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. We'll see you on the next video. New Reds.